What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, we're doing a tutorial and playthrough of the game Rogue Dungeon by Cerberus Gate Games. Guys, this is a solo or multiplayer game. This is pretty cool. They've added a multiplayer mode to Rogue Dungeon. This is the second printing of the game that I got my hands on. It is a dungeon crawler game. I've been playing a little bit off camera. It's super fun. I'm going to teach you guys how to play in this video. So this is the box that Rogue Dungeon comes in. It's a pretty cool box right here. Very sturdy stuff. It takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. As mentioned, it's 1 to 3 players, 12 years and up. It's got some information on the back of the box. It says, second edition, Rogue Dungeon is a 1 to 3 player cooperative dungeon crawler originally designed for solo play. It plays like an old school roguelike, using hand management, card draw, and dice rolling as primary game mechanics. You explore the map of each dungeon level, encountering traps and fighting monsters. You find treasures and various items such as weapons, armor, magical potions, scrolls, and artifacts to aid you on your quest. Gain experience to improve your hero abilities and skills, and trade to improve your inventory. Players will need to figure out how best to use their hero's abilities, skills, items, experience, and luck to survive the dungeon. Enjoy even more replayability with new content and game modes such as the Tomb and large dungeon map modes. The game components, it comes with a bunch of stuff, guys. 208 loot cards, 94 room cards, 56 monster cards, 12 map cards, 10 hero cards, 8 boss cards, 132 chits and tokens, 10 custom meeples, 4 dice, 3 player boards, 1 dungeon board, and 1 rulebook. This thing is jam-packed with all kinds of stuff, guys. So there it is. There's the box. I'm going to go ahead and set that off to the side. And we've got everything laid out on the table here. We're going to get into all this stuff. Here's the rulebook right here. Really nice artwork on the front of the rulebook. It's all in full color and explains the game very well. It's even got a section in the back for rule clarifications, which is really cool. So it's got all of that right there. It's got different variants that you could play, different game modes. Yeah, so you got all your information right there in the rulebook. Good stuff. I'm going to set that to the side, and we're going to get into the meat of the game here. So what you're looking at here is a bunch of stuff. We're going to go over all this one by one so you guys know what you're looking at here. Over here is the player board. This whole area right here is your player board, and we'll go over that in a moment. Over here is like the dungeon board, and we'll go over that stuff too. First thing I want to mention before we get into any of this, these 2 piles of cards over here, we're not going to be using all of this stuff. So as mentioned a moment ago, there's a new variant, a new mode that you can play, Tomb mode. And you'll notice that on some of these cards, there is a little tomb symbol up in the top right corner. You can either play dungeon mode, which is like the classic mode. That's what we're going to be playing in today's video. Or you can play the tomb mode, which is the same thing essentially, but you add in the cards that have the little tomb symbol on them. So all of these cards have the tomb symbol. We're going to remove those for this playthrough. And then these cards over here, we've got a couple of them, a few of them that have little tomb symbols on the top right corner. These are some loot cards that we're not going to use for this playthrough. And then the rest of these we'll get into in just a moment here. So I'll set those right here. I'll move these off to the side. Okay, so first thing we're going to look at are the characters. You get a bunch of characters in the game right here, guys. There are 10 different characters that you can choose from, and it's pretty cool. They have a male artwork on one side and a female artwork on the other side. They're essentially exactly the same. It's just the artwork is different. Thought that was pretty cool, though. So you could pick from one of these 10 different characters. You've got the barbarian, the aristocrat, the sorcerer, the rogue, the ranger, the monk, the miner, the machinist, the crusader, and the bard. In today's episode, or this video, we're going to be playing as the barbarian. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set him on this slot right here on our player mat. And we're going to get the corresponding cards for that class. So you can look at the back of these cards right here, and you'll see it's got the orc, and then it's got the female orc, so you know, or barbarian rather, so you know that those are the cards that he starts the game with. So these are the cards that we're going to be using. All the rest of these cards in this little stack right here, this is for all of the other characters. So they'll have their own artwork on the back of these cards. And yeah, it's for all the other characters, so we're not going to be using these in this tutorial. But obviously, if you were to pick a different character, you just find their corresponding starting cards and you use those to start the game. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our character here. So we're going to flip these over, and you'll see we've got a couple different types of cards here. These cards right here, these 3 cards, are skill cards. They'll have a little hand symbol up in the top corner with a star, and that corresponds to this slot right here. those are your skills. So the barbarian starts with bloodlust, blood rage, and relentless. And at the very top right corner of the card, there is a little red symbol, and it's got a number value in it. This is 3+. This one right here says 5+, and this one says 7+. This essentially means whichever stat it's showing up here, it'll be 4 different stats. One of these, or actually 3 different stats, one of these top 3 symbols right here on your board. That's going to correspond to these, and your level on that stat needs to be equal to or higher than the number printed up in the top right corner for you to be able to use this particular skill. And you'll see how that works soon enough. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and set that down. And then the other cards that he starts with are these loot cards over here. So you're going to have this meaty rib, and all you got to do is look at the top left corner of the card, and that's going to show you where it goes on your player board. So like right here, there's a little backpack. So the meaty rib goes down here in your backpack slot. And then the javelin, the cleaver, and the battle axe, they all have the little weapons symbols, the sword and the axe. So you'll put those right here where your sword and axe is, and these are your weapons that you use to attack with. So we'll place those right there. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into this deck right here with the hand symbol on the back of it. This is the specialty loot deck. So you'll flip this over, you'll search through the deck, and you'll take out one of the 3 camping gear cards, and you'll also add that to your backpack over this way. And we'll explain what that does in just a little bit. So we're going to continue to set up our character here. The next thing you're going to want to do is check the stats along the bottom of the character. There's several different stats. You're going to see down in the bottom left, there are a red, green, and blue box down there, and that's going to denote which of these skills is your primary skill. Your primary skill is going to be the one that has like the splat symbol around it. So you could see for the barbarian, it's got like a red splat around it. That is for strength. Red is strength, green is agility, and then the blue is intellect, and those correspond with these top 3 little symbols on your player mat up this way. So for the barbarian, its primary attacking skill is going to be its strength trait. And then you look at these 4 symbols next to it over here. You've got a 5 on this little golden heart or yellow heart. That is your vitality. So we're going to go ahead and grab the corresponding yellow heart or golden heart token right here. And we're going to set it on this track right here where the heart is. And we're going to set it on the value of 5. So that means that the maximum health that the barbarian can have is 5. And he also starts with 5 health. So we're going to take one of these red health chits here with the heart on it and a 5. And we're going to set that down here on this little tracker bar down below your character card. Then you're going to look at this right here. It's a symbol of a coin. It's hard to see. I know it's really, really tiny down there. Hopefully you guys can just barely see. There's a little 3 on that coin symbol. That's your luck. That's how many luck tokens you get. So the barbarian starts with 3. So we're going to take this little luck token chit that's got a 3 on it, and we're going to set that down this way. That's how many we're going to start the game with. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put how much damage your character can do. He starts out being able to do 1 damage. So we're going to take one of these damage tokens, the one with the 1 on it, and we're going to set that down here on the 1, just like so. Now we're going to set up the character's stats. So for his strength, he starts with 3. So we're going to take the strength chit here, and we're going to put it on the 3 on the strength tracker. And then for his agility, he starts with 3. So we'll put the agility chit right there. And then for his intellect, he only starts with 1. So we're going to put his little intellect token right there. And yeah, that's his lowest stat right there. So the barbarian has a special ability. It says your weapon damage is the number of strength and agility weapons that you have, or your agility -2, whichever is lower. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. I know it might be a little confusing, but you'll see how it works soon enough. So our character is pretty much all set up and good to go. And the game comes with these little tiny meeples, which is kind of cool. And they have like little characters drawn on there that correspond with each of the 10 characters in the game. So for this playthrough, obviously, we're using the barbarian. So we're using his little tiny red meeple right there. Pretty cool stuff. So we're going to go ahead and use that as our meeple. Set that over this way. And now what we want to do is start setting up all the rest of the stuff. So you're seeing a bunch of cards laid out in front of you. We're going to go through everything one by one. So up here on the top row above the board, these are the room cards. So whenever you're exploring the dungeon, you're going to go into particular places on the map cards, and it's going to ask you to draw a particular room depending on what color gem you're at in the map. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that now. You've got these map cards right here. There are 12 of them, and they are double-sided. So you've got a bunch of different map cards to use for the game. You're going to see there's all these different little gem symbols on there in the rooms, and that's how you're going to explore through the game. As you're moving around on the map onto these little gems, depending on what gem you're on, that's what room card you're going to draw to have to resolve for that turn. And of course, we'll get into that very soon. So these are all the room cards. These are the map cards down this way. Right here, this is the loot deck. Check this thing out. There's a ton of loot right here. There's so much loot in this game. Very, very awesome. So it's like very different every time you play. You get all kinds of different stuff. So that's the loot deck. Right next to it, the deck with the hand symbol on the back, this is the specialty loot. So you don't have to shuffle this. There are going to be cards in the game that tell you to go into this deck and pull out particular cards. So a card might say, go into the specialty deck and take any weapon of your choice. So you'd go through here and you'd look through and you'd be like, oh, a dagger, I want that. Or I want the sword. Or I want the staff of striking. And you would pick it out of this deck. And then over here, this is the cursed loot deck. And there's a bunch of random loot in here that you can get, armors and weapons and all kinds of stuff. And you'll be asked to draw from this deck sometimes too. So you will shuffle that deck and you will shuffle the loot deck as well. So we can go ahead and do that now. We'll get these two decks shuffled up here. There we go. And we'll shuffle up the loot deck. And I would recommend too getting sleeves for this game. The Game Crafter sells mini sleeves. If you want to go to thegamecrafter.com, you can get mini sleeves for this game that fit perfectly for these little mini cards. There we go. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, but if you want to sleeve up your game, highly recommend you go there. Just go on thegamecrafter.com and type in mini card sleeves in the search, and these ones will come up for you. All right, so we got the loot, we got the specialty loot, and the cursed loot over this way. We got the room cards, the map cards, and then these cards over here are the enemy cards. So there's going to be 5 levels of the dungeon that you're going through. You're going to go through 5 of these maps, and for each level, like you can see right here, there's a Roman numeral on each of these cards. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Depending on what level of the dungeon you're on, that's what monster deck or enemy deck you're going to use and put over here in this slot, and that's the monsters that you're going to face. So we're going to be on level 1 of the dungeon. So let's go ahead and shuffle up the map deck here. And you could draw out 5 if you wanted to, but what I do is I just put the whole deck right here. And then you put your little meeple starting on the staircase. And then there's this little staircase token right here that you put on the number 1 of this little track right here. And as you're moving through the dungeon and you go down through the levels, you'll just move this down. So I just put that up there on the 1. We're starting on level 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this stack of enemy cards and give it a quick little shuffle. And we're going to put that right here on this slot on the dungeon layout over this way. Now this slot down here is going to be used for when you draw room cards. You'll set it there, and then once you resolve it, you'll discard it, up here above the corresponding room. And then this big section up here on the mat, this is where you're going to put enemies whenever you get into combat. Sometimes you'll face 1 enemy, sometimes you'll face 2, sometimes you might even face 3 enemies. So it's got plenty of space up here for you to put all of your enemies up there to fight against. So that's pretty much it, guys. You've also got these other slots over here for your character, of course. This is going to be a henchman slot. Sometimes you can charm enemies like wolves or a cobra, or you might get like a warrior to join your cause and come along with you. You'll put those characters right here. This spot right here with the goblet, this is for treasures. So you can find treasure cards in the game. This is for your potions. This is for your scrolls, and then this is for any armors that you find over here. And of course, there's your weapons, there's your backpack, and then this is your skills up this way. So there we go, guys. That's pretty much the layout of the game. That's all the cards and decks and everything. Now we've got the tokens. So over this way, we've got these little red heart health tokens, obviously, and they have different values on both sides, which is pretty cool. And then we've got these little tokens over here that have like a shield with swords going crossed through it. That's your experience point tokens. You're going to gain experience points as you fight enemies, and you'll be able to level up your stats and stuff as you go through the game. So those are your XP tokens. This token right here, it's the same as this one over here. This is your luck coin tokens, or your little luck tokens right here. And then these fist tokens, like the one we have down here, is to show how much damage your character can currently do. So it's kind of cool. You can update this so you have a quick reference to see how much damage your character can currently do. Then you have a couple of status effect tokens here. The one with the little Z's on the front, it means that the monster is asleep. And then the one on the back is a little web, and it means that they are ensnared. So there you go. Those are the two statuses. And then it comes with a bunch of these, but you only need a certain amount if you're playing single player, but it does come with more. Also, if you want to play with the variant that's got the big map on the back. So on the back of these boards, there's a big map, and you can use that to play a separate variant of the game. It's not the main variant of the game. It's not the main game mode, so we're not going to be getting into that today, but that's another game mode that you can use. But yeah, this is really all you need is these right here. 3 red ones, 3 yellow, and then 1 each of the blue, purple, green, and white right here. So these are your little gem tokens, and you're going to use these to place on these map tiles as you're exploring, and we'll get into that in just a moment too. So that's all the tokens. That's pretty much everything right there. The game also comes with 1d6, and it comes with 3d10. And here's a pretty cool thing. There are different difficulties to the game. We're going to play on easy mode. You can either play on easy, you can play on the medium difficulty, or you can play on the expert hard difficulty. That's how I played at first on accident without realizing that you could play on an easier mode. The game was brutal. I was like, how do you win? This game's insanely hard. So we're going to play on the easy mode. When you play on the easy mode, anytime you have to roll a d10 in the game, which you do frequently for several things, you can roll 3d10 and pick the value that you want to use. If you play on the medium mode, you would roll 2 and pick one. And if you play on the hard mode, you just roll 1, and whatever you get, that's what you're stuck with. So we're going to be playing the easy mode and using 3 today. Makes the game a lot more enjoyable as for your first playthroughs while you're learning the game. So there we go, guys. All of that is set up and ready to go. So we're going to go through a round of the game, and I'm going to do a full playthrough so that you guys can get the full experience and see how this game works, and we'll get into the little nuances of the different little things in the game, certain cards, symbols, and whatnot, and all that kind of stuff, so you guys can know how all that stuff works. So first things first, we got our little meeple right here. You start on the stairs. We're trying to head over here to the downstairs, the stairs that go down that have like an orange reddish glow. Anytime you reach that space, you take this map card, you would set it aside, or in this case, I'll put it on the bottom of the map deck, and then you would move your little token right here on the tracker down, and you'll go into the next level of the dungeon. But we're starting out on level 1. So it has these little hallways here. We can move through these hallways freely, and then we stop whenever we get to a colored gem. So I want to head this way to this yellow gem. And I should mention too, each of these rooms, each of these colored gems, it's a different type of room. So for the red ones, those are going to be enemies. For the yellow, it's going to be some type of trap typically. For the like diamond or the white colored one over here, that's going to typically be like a trader or a merchant where you can trade or buy things from. These green ones are usually some sort of like loot or benefit to your character. The blue is typically if you have some particular item that you could trade or use to gain access to a particular room or loot or something like that. And then the purple, that is usually going to be some kind of loot or some kind of really good benefit to the character. These purple ones are really, really good to go to. So keep that in mind as you're moving through. So I know that if we go to this yellow right here, we're going into most likely a trap. So we're going to go ahead and head into this trap right here. Let's see what we get here. So we're going to draw the top card of this deck. And you know what? We should probably give all these a shuffle. Let's go ahead and shuffle everything up real quick. Give everything just a quick little shuffle. There we go. And there's plenty of these cards too. So you're going to have all kinds of different random encounters. I don't believe any of these are duplicates. It's all different cards every time you go through here. So you're not going to run into the same thing twice, which is really neat. There we go. Okay, so we went onto the yellow gem. So we're going to take this card, flip it over, and it goes right here in the slot. And it's a crushing wall. So it says, one hero must make a strength check. Pass if you discard a transmute rock to mud scroll. We don't have any scrolls, especially that particular one. So we need to make a strength check. So this is how attribute checks work. You've got the 3 attributes, right? You've got strength, you've got your agility, and you have your intellect. In this case, we need to make a strength check. So our strength is 3. In order for us to pass the strength check, we need to roll equal to or less than the value of that particular attribute. So we're going to roll all 3 dice, and we want to get 3 or less. We're going to roll. We got 2 4s and a 3. So obviously we're going to choose the 3, and we've passed. If we wouldn't have passed, we would have failed, and then you have to do what it says on the card, which it would have been all heroes take damage equal to the dungeon level, which would have been 1. We would have taken 1 damage. Another thing that we could have done had we failed, you can use your luck tokens. You can spend a luck token to re-roll all of your dice. So you always have that at your disposal too. But in this case, we passed. We got a 3, and that is equal to or less than our strength, and we're making a strength check. So we passed. It says all heroes gain 2 XP once per game. So we're going to take a little XP token over here that has a 2 on it, and I'm going to set it down this way on our tracker. Now we've got 2 XP for our barbarian right here. Now you'll notice too, this card has a gem symbol in the bottom right corner of the artwork. That means that this is a persistent trap. So in this area, these crushing walls are constantly going back and forth. So if we ever pass through that area again, we have to try to resolve another strength check to pass through it. And that's why it says if you pass, you get the 2 XP, but once per game. So you can't keep going back through it and getting infinite XP. You can only do that once per game. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this card off to the side right here. And we're going to put, where's the little token? We need to get a token. Here we go. We're going to put this yellow token, and you'll look on the board here. It's pointing upside down. That is important. We're going to put that upside down like that, because if we ever get another persistent trap card and we have to put a token on it, you put it in the orientation of that particular spot. So that way, if we move right here again on the upside down one, I can look over here and go, okay, this is the upside down one. That's the crushing wall. So a very, very smart way of keeping track of the persistent traps in the room. So we passed the crushing wall. Normally what you would do if you don't get a persistent trap, this little token would have been placed on the card instead. All right, so we passed that. I think I want to head down this way toward this emerald. So first we need to go into that blue room. So we're going to take the blue gem, sapphire gem, we're going to set it there. We're going to move into it, and we're going to draw from the blue gem deck. Flip this over, and it says gold deposits. If your hero has a pickaxe, battle axe, halberd, or horn of blasting, take a bag of gold from the specialty deck. We have a battle axe right here, guys. So we can take a bag of gold from the specialty deck. So this is like I mentioned earlier. You'll take the specialty deck, you'll go through it, and you'll find the bag of gold card in this case. So here it is. We got the bag of gold. Set this back right here. And the bag of gold, it's got the little treasure symbol up in the top, the goblet. So that's going to go right there. And it says that it counts as 2 loot cards for trading. So most of the time when you run into a trader or a merchant, typically they'll sell you things for a 2-to-1 cost or ratio. You'll have to trade 2 of your loot to get 1 of the loot that they're selling. But in this case, with the bag of gold, this counts as 2 loot, just this 1 card. So treasure is really, really useful in that sense. It doesn't do anything else, but for trading, it's very, very useful. It's valuable. So we're done with this room. We'd take this card and we would set it up this way. And then we're going to move into the green emerald room over here. So we'll set that on the map. And whenever you set these little tokens, that just shows you've already been in that room. So when you move back over it, you don't resolve it again. So we're going to go into the green emerald room. We'll take a card, flip it, and it says a locked door. A large locked door stands before you. 1 hero may make a strength check. Pass if you discard a lockpick or a skeleton key. We don't have a lockpick or a skeleton key, so we're going to try to make a strength check and bust this door down. We need 3 or less. See what we get. We got a 3. Let's go. So we passed. All heroes draw 1 loot card and gain 2 XP. So we bashed the door down, and it turns out there's some loot in there. So let's go ahead and draw the top card of the loot deck. And we got Wolf's Bane. This is an item that goes in our backpack. It says, discard to kill a wolf, dire wolf, or a werewolf and gain 3 XP. So that's very handy in case we run into any of those 3 enemies. So we'll set that down here in our backpack down here. I'll also mention too, guys, you always start the game with the camping gear. And the camping gear says you have to use this at a very particular stage of the turn. So there's basically 3 stages to the turn. I should have mentioned this right from the start, but it slipped my mind. So there's an exploration phase, which is when you move through the dungeon and you move into a room. And then there's the resolution phase when you draw the room card and you resolve the card. And then the third and final phase is the rest phase. So during the rest phase, you can use camping gear to rest and camp. And this says discard and roll a d6. All heroes gain the roll +1 in health. And then if you're not at a staircase, like here or over here, and the roll is below the dungeon level, you have to draw a monster and resolve combat. So just for instance, let's say we're on level 3 and we played the camping gear and we're not at one of the stairs and we rolled the d6 and let's just say we rolled a 1. That's below the level that we're at. So we would still gain the health from camping, but then a monster would wander by and catch us camping out and sleeping, and we would have to get into a fight with them essentially. So there's a little bit of a risk to camping just anywhere out in the dungeon unless you're on a staircase. So you always start the game with that. The other thing you can do during the rest phase, other than camping, there's one other thing you can do. You can repurchase skills that you've already used. So certain skills, such as the Barbarian's Relentless skill right here, it costs 10 experience points to buy it back because it says discard when taking damage or losing health to yada yada yada. It does something whenever that happens. The important bit is you can repurchase this for the amount printed right here in this little shield with the swords going through it symbol, and you can buy that back during the rest phase with experience points. So there you go. Those are the two things you can do during the rest phase. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, we've gone ahead and knocked the door down. We got our Wolfsbane, and we also gain 2 experience points. So we're going to take a little token over here, and we're going to add that down here, and we now have 4 experience points. And you know what? I think I want to level up my agility. So the way you level up these skills up here, or these attributes, you look at the next slot after the one that you're at, and it'll say right in it how much XP. So for this one, it says 3 XP to make this go to 4. So we're going to spend 2, and then I'll flip this 2 over to a 1. So we'll spend 3 experience points, and we're going to up our agility up to 4. And the reason we did that is specifically because of the Barbarian's ability or text on his card where it says weapon damage is the number of strength and agility weapons you have, or your agility -2, whichever is lower. So our agility is 4, -2 is 2. So that's one value, that's 2. Or it's the number of strength and agility weapons you have. Now you look at your weapons, and you look up in the top right corner, we've got 2 strength weapons, and then we've got 1 agility weapon. So that value is 3. We actually have 3 right there, but it says to pick whichever one is lower. So the lower value is our agility -2, which is 2. So now we can deal 2 damage. So we're going to take our little 1 damage right here, and we're going to flip it over, and now we're doing 2 damage. So we're already getting stronger, and we haven't even fought any enemies yet. So we're going to go ahead and take this card. It's the green one, so we're going to put it up here in the green discard pile, just like that. Now we're going to make our way back through here. So we're going to move into this room, which we've already cleared, and now we're going to move on to this. So we look over here, and it's the crushing wall. So we have to take another strength test to get past the crushing wall. So we need 3 or less right here. And we got a 2 and a 1. Cool, so either one of those that we use will pass. And of course, it says all heroes gain 2 XP, but once per game. So we already did that, so we get to pass through. I'm noticing that there is a purple gem up this way, and that's typically really good loot, so I want to go get it. So first we have to move through a trap in order to do it. So we're going to set this token here. We're going to move into the trap room. We're going to draw it, and it is a maze. One hero must make an intellect check. Oh, that's not good because our intellect is 1. So it says you must repeat this card until you pass. Pass if you discard a loaf of bread. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. We have to keep repeating this until we pass. This might not be good. This might not be good at all. All right, so let's go ahead and roll. We literally need a 1. We need a 1. That's all we can get. Okay, we did not pass. We got a 3, a 7, and a 9. So we get to pick whichever one we want. I guess we're going to pick the 3 because in this case, if you roll a 2 to a 3, you draw 1 loot card. So let's go ahead and draw a loot. Hey, we got camping gear. Okay, cool. So we got more camping gear. That's good to have. And then it says, you must repeat this card until you pass. So we're going to go again. Dude, we could stock up on loot. This might actually be good. Go ahead and roll. We got a 5 and a 10. I guess we'll pick the 5. If you get a 4 through 7, nothing happens. Let's go ahead and roll again. Might be here for a while, guys. We got a 4, a 7, and a 10. I guess we'll do We'll do the 4 because nothing happens. Because if it's 8 through 10, it says all heroes take damage equal to the failed die roll plus the dungeon level minus 9. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to take any damage. So we're just going to keep rolling until we get a 1. We finally got one. We found our way out of the maze. So it says all heroes gain 2 XP once per game. So we're going to gain 2 experience points. So I'll grab a little token over here. We're now up to 3 experience points. And then as you can see, it's got the little gem symbol printed on the bottom right corner of the artwork of the card. So that means that this is a persistent trap. So I'm going to go ahead and we don't have too much room, unfortunately, right here. I got to try to keep everything on camera. But I'm going to go ahead and set that there. And I'm going to take a little trap symbol here. I'm actually going to take the one that's underneath it. And this one is pointing just right side up. So we're going to set that there. So that way, if we ever pass through that room again, which we're about to, we're going to have to do the maze again. So now we're going to move into this purple room. Set the purple token right there and move on it. And then we draw this and we go into the resolution phase. It's a pit of snakes. That's not good. Did I draw the right thing? Yep, I sure did. Make two agility checks. Pass, I can't speak, guys. Pass both checks if you discard a flying card. I'm flabbergasted, guys. I thought I was about to get something good and there's a pit of snakes. I can't even talk. All right, it's actually a pit of spikes. So we need to make 2 agility checks. Go ahead and roll. See what we get here. So we need 4 or less because our agility is 4. We got a 3. So we passed the first one. It says, if you pass the first one, you gain 1 XP and you take a weapon from the specialty deck or the discard pile. Okay, so we're going to gain 1 XP. So we'll flip this XP over to a 2. So we've got 4. Then we're going to take a weapon from the specialty deck or the discard pile. There's nothing in the discard pile. So we're going to go through the specialty deck. We're going to look for a weapon. I'm going to grab the dagger. So the dagger is awesome because it's got all 3 different attributes on it that you can use to deal damage. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up. I'm going to set that right here with our weapons. Cool. I'm going to set this back over this way. And now we need to make that second agility check over the pit of spikes. Maybe there are snakes down there. There could be snakes too. Let's see what we get here. We got a 3. Okay, awesome. Perfect. So that's less than our agility. So we passed the second one and we gain 3 XP. So we're going to go ahead and grab one of these tokens over here. Got a 3. We're going to set it here. And now we have 7. So I'm thinking that I want to spend some of this experience that we got right here, guys. I want to make my strength go up. So we're going to spend that 3 that we just got. And we're going to move this strength up just like so. I think I kind of want to maybe hang on to the rest of it so that we can either make our health go higher or up the value of our agility so that we can start inflicting even more damage. So I'm going to hang on to the rest of it. Okay, cool. So we passed the pit of snakes. That's good. So go ahead and put this back over this way into the discard pile for the purple cards. Now we need to head back through this way. So we're moving over the right side up yellow gem. So we look over here. That's this one. That is the maze. So we got to go back through the maze. Once again, guys, we need a 1. Again, here we go. We have to make an intellect check. And of course, our intellect is 1. You know what? I'm going to go back on what I just said. We're going to spend 1 experience point and we're going to go boom right there. So now we just need a 2. And you know what? We're going to do it again. Ooh, do I want to do it again? No, I'm getting greedy. Okay, now we need a 2 or less because we're making an intellect check. And, oh, we didn't get it. We got 8, 9, and 10. Oh, is that bad? Yeah, that's bad. All heroes take damage equal to the failed die roll plus the dungeon level minus 9. Okay, so we're going to pick the 8. Plus the 1 of the dungeon level is 9. Minus 9 is 0, so we don't take anything. So we're going to go again. We're still wandering through the maze. We got a 1 that is equal to or less than our intellect, so we managed to find our way out. Cool stuff. All right, now we have to move back through this. That was the crushing wall. Okay, so we got to go through the crushing wall again and make a strength check. This time we need 4 or less. And we rolled a 3, so we made it through. Good stuff. Now we're going to move up into this room. There's another trap up ahead, it looks like. So many traps, man. So many traps. We're going to move into here. Draw one. And what do we got? The troll bridge. A troll demands a toll to cross. We got to pay the troll toll, dude. 1 hero must discard a loot card or you must fight the troll. You know what? I think I would rather discard a loot card. I'm going to discard this Wolf's Bane that we got. We're going to go ahead and be like, here, Mr. Troll, you want this Wolf's Bane? Yeah, he wants it. He loves it, dude. He lets us go past. And we don't have to fight the troll. So we're going to go ahead and set that up this way. So as you can see, not all of the traps are persistent traps. There are certain ones that won't persist, which is cool. All right, now there's a bunch of enemies to fight in here, guys. We're about to get into some combat so you can see how the combat system works in Rogue Dungeon. So we're going to move into this room, onto this middle red ruby, and flip this top card of the red deck. And it says draw one monster and resolve combat. So we're going to draw the top card of the enemy deck, flip it over, and we got a monster here. It's a zombie. So there's a bunch of different stuff on this card that I'll show you guys. So on the enemy cards, in the top left, it's going to show how much experience points they give you. So if we defeat the zombie, we're going to get 1 experience point. Then down here at the bottom, it shows his stats. So he's got 3 health, he's got a combat score of 6, and he's got 1 damage that he deals you. And then he's got these little symbols right here. They're really tiny. You can barely see them. One is a symbol of a holy water, and another is a symbol of an undeath scroll, or it's like a kill undead scroll or something like that you find in the loot deck. Those are items that you can use to just outright kill him. And it'll say those on those cards too, but we don't have either one of those, unfortunately. So we're going to have to fight this guy. So we're going to go ahead and get him set up. He's got 3 health. So I'm going to put a 3 health token on him just like that. Okay, this is how combat works. So what you're going to want to do first is you're going to decide if you want to attack this guy. And of course, we're playing on the easy mode, so we get to use all 3. You get to decide if you want to just attack him with your base strength or if you want to add some of your weapons to it. So your weapons will do all kinds of different stuff. Like, for instance, the javelin says discard to inflict 1 damage and or re-roll a combat roll. We've got the cleaver. We can spend 1 luck token to inflict 1 damage. We've got the battle axe. Discard to inflict 1 damage and increase a combat roll by +1. And then, of course, we have the dagger, which is just adding to our damage since it's got these little symbols up here. So we're going to go ahead and I think we're just going to roll. We're just going to roll our base roll right here. So what you're going to do, you're going to roll the d10 and then you're going to add whatever your proficiency is. So with the barbarian, it's got the little splat symbol behind the strength. That means we're going to add our strength value to the roll. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and roll. And we're going to pick, of course, we're going to pick the 10. If you roll a 10, you always automatically hit no matter what. If you roll a 1, you always automatically don't hit and the enemy hits you. So the way combat works is there's 3 things that's going to happen. If your combat value is higher than their combat value, you inflict damage to them. If it's equal to theirs, you both take damage. And if it's less than theirs, only you will take damage and the enemy will hit you. In this case, we got a 10, so we're automatically going to hit them. But normally what you would do is you would take the die roll, and then you would add the value of your proficient attribute. So it would add 4 to it. So in this case, it would be 14 compared to the 6 of the zombie. So it's higher, we hit him, and we don't take any damage back. So then you figure out how much damage you're going to deal. And remember, it says our weapon damage is the number of strength and agility weapons, or agility -2. So we've got 4 now, but it's agility -2 is 2, and we have to use the lower result. So we're going to inflict 2 damage to the zombie. But you know what? I think I'm going to use my javelin. We're going to discard to inflict 1 damage and or reroll a combat roll. In this case, we're going to throw the javelin to inflict an additional damage. So we're going to go ahead and discard this over this way. Since this is one of the special starting ones, normally you would discard it over here into the loot discard pile, but I'm going to keep it separate and just discard it over this way. So we're going to deal 3 damage to the zombie, and that is enough to take him down. So now you're going to take the zombie and you're going to put him in your discard pile over this way, and you're going to get a loot. So if you kill an enemy on level 1, 2, 3, or 4, you get 1 loot, and then you get the amount of XP that's printed on the card. If you kill an enemy on level 5, you get 2 loot and the amount of XP that's printed on the card. So we're going to get 1 loot. We got Turn Undead. This is literally what I was just talking about. This is the Turn Undead scroll that's printed on the zombies card. It's pretty cool that he actually had this on him. It says discard to inflict d6 plus 1 damage to a zombie, skeleton, shadow, a shadow wight, a skeleton warrior, a ghoul, a wraith, a vampire, or a mummy, and gain 1 XP. So it's got the little scroll symbol, so it's going to go in our scroll slot up this way. That's really neat that he dropped that. And then we get the 1 experience point. So we're going to take our 1 down here and flip it over to a 2. And now we have 4 experience points. And that's it. That's the end of the encounter. So we take this card, goes up this way, and now we go into the rest phase. I don't want to camp, and we didn't spend any of our skills over here. I should mention too, with the barbarian, we've got a few skills that I didn't even go over. He's got bloodlust. We can use this if we have 3 or more strength, which we do because we're at 4. It says, do not discard. You inflict +1 damage when discarding a strength or agility weapon. So I actually shorted myself. When we discarded this javelin, since it's got the green agility symbol, it actually did an extra damage. So we actually did 4 damage to the zombie. We overkilled the zombie. And then it says it cannot be traded. His other one is Blood Rage. If you have 5 or more strength on your strength tracker, it says do not discard. Gain +1 weapon damage while health is 2 or less. Cannot be traded. So whenever your guy is at 2 or less health, he goes into a Blood Rage and you deal +1 damage. And then lastly, his last skill is Relentless. You have to have 7 or more strength to do this one. And of course, you could buy this one back for 10 experience points. It says discard when taking damage or losing health to survive with only 1 health. Then inflict your weapon damage to a monster. Cannot be traded. So if you take like a fatal blow from an enemy, you can discard this card, instead go down to 1 health, and then automatically inflict your weapon damage to a monster. And so obviously this would get discarded. And then as mentioned, you could spend 10 experience points during the rest phase to purchase it back if you so wanted to do that. So there we go. We're going to put that right there. So we don't need to use any of those for the time being. I think we're good on that right now. So we took down that monster. Let's keep on going, guys. We're going to move into this room right here. We're going to put a little red chit, and we're going to flip another red room card, and we got draw 1 monster and resolve combat once again. So we're going to take the top card, flip it. We've got a skeleton. Okay, he's got 1 hit point. There we go. He's going to give us 1 experience point. He's got a monster combat value of 8, and he does 1 damage. And dude, it's the same as the zombie. We could use the holy water, or we could use that scroll to kill him. I don't think I'm going to use it though. I think I'm just going to try to... Should we? Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it for fun. We're going to use the turn undead scroll. So discard to inflict d6 +1 damage. So we're going to go ahead and roll. We did 2 + 1 is 3 damage to the skeleton. We'll go ahead and discard this over here. And we took him down easily with the turn undead scroll. And so we're going to put him in our discard pile over this way. We're going to get 1 loot for killing him. The Gauntlets of Strength. Immediately gain 1 strength, strictly once per game. Dude, that's amazing. We gain 1 strength. And then it says discard to reduce damage taken by 1 health. So at any point, we can discard this card to reduce the damage by 1 point. Cool stuff, guys. And then we also gain 1 experience point. So that brings us up to 5. So you know what? I'm going to take those 5 experience points and I'm going to spend them on the agility, because we need 5 XP to go up to the next one. So boom, we're at 5. So check it out. As stated on the barbarian card, we do the agility -2. So 5 - 2 is 3. Or however many weapon cards that we have that are strength and agility weapons. And we've got 3. So our damage has gone up to 3. Take this little damage token. Boom. Now we're going to be hitting for 3 damage, guys. It's amazing. So now we're going to take this card, set it up this way in the discard pile. And finally, we're going to move into this final little red room right here. And we're going to draw another encounter. And once again, we got draw 1 monster and resolve combat. Not all of these are draw 1. Sometimes you'll draw 2. And there's even one in there that makes you draw 3, which is pretty gnarly. So we got lucky. We're going to draw 1. It's a cave bear. He's got 2 health. His combat value is 7, and he deals 1 damage. It looks like we can give him a rib of meat, or a meaty rib, to bypass him. It says discard to charm the cave bear, the dire wolf, the evil cats, or the wolf. Let's do it, guys. We're going to charm him. So we're going to discard the meaty rib to charm the cave bear. So I'll set that over this way. And then we're going to go through the specialty loot deck here. And we're going to look for the cave bear. See where he's at. And we're going to charm this guy. And he's actually going to come with us. He's going to be our little companion here. So check it out, guys. We've got a charmed cave bear. It says agility is at least 4 for ability checks. Okay, that's cool. We've got 5, so that doesn't really help us. But we can discard him to block any damage. So he'll soak up all of the damage from a hit for us. So we're going to go ahead and set him down here in our henchman slot. And there we go. We don't have to fight him. Cool stuff. Awesome. Okay, we're going to set him over that way. And a cool thing, too, about charming them is not only do you get them as a charmed henchman down here, you also get to draw loot, and you get XP equal to the value printed on their card. So we're going to draw a loot card, and we got some armor. We got the helm. Discard to reduce damage taken by 2 health. So we're going to put that over here with our Gauntlets of Strength. And we're going to get 1 experience point. So we've got 1 down here on our tracker, just like so. I'm going to take this card, set it up this way. And now we're done with that room. So now we got to work our way back through because we need to get here to the exit. So we're going to work our way back through. And what do you know? Once again, we're at the crushing wall. We need to make a strength check. So we need 5 or less. And we got a 1, so we succeed. Now we're going to make our way through this hallway to this diamond gem down this way. So I'll set that right there. And we'll draw one of those room cards. And what do we have? We've got combat training. A master swordsman offers to give you combat training. You may discard a loot card to gain experience points equal to your lowest ability. Well, our lowest ability is intellect for 2. Do I want to discard something for that? I don't think I want to, honestly. I think we're going to pass on it. I don't want to discard any of the stuff that we have. I'd rather keep my camping gear, and I definitely don't want to discard these. Maybe we can do the, you know what? Maybe we'll do the Gauntlets of Strength, because they only reduce damage by 1. Sure, we'll trade him our Gauntlets of Strength, so that's a loot, so I'll put that over this way. So we're going to gain experience points equal to our lowest ability, which is intellect, so we're going to gain 2 experience points. Why not? Let's go ahead and gain 2. There we go. Cool. All right, guys. So we're going to move on from the combat training with the Master Swordsman. He will go up this way like so. And then we can make our way through this long hallway all the way to the stairs heading down into the next level. And we're going to level 2. So we'll take this map card and we'll dump all the little tokens over here. Take it and put it on the bottom of the deck. We'll set our character, Meeple, on the stairs right here on level 2. We'll move this down to level 2. And then we'll take all of our enemies from level 1. We'll set them over this way, but we got to make some space. So we're going to take these persistent traps that we had, and we're also going to discard those since those were on level 1. Goodbye, maze. Goodbye, crushing wall. We saw the crushing wall so many times. We'll set the enemies right there, and then we'll take the enemies from level 2 right here, give them a little shuffle, and we'll set them over this way. And that's it, guys. You basically saw how to play Rogue Dungeon. If you want to stop the video there and you're done watching and you just want to go play the game for yourself and you're like, all right, I'm sold, I want to get it, feel free to do that. If not, continue hanging out with me and watching. We're going to play through the entire game, guys. We're going all the way. So here we go, dudes. And, you know, there might be some other things that we run into, some little rule discrepancies and stuff here and there, so you might want to hang around for that. Also, I guess it's worth mentioning, once you get all the way through level 5 of the dungeon and you make it out of level 5, it triggers the boss fight and you draw a random boss from this deck over here with the red eye monster right here. So once you beat the boss and you beat any enemies that are spawned, you win the game. If you lose all your health, you're dead. That's it. The only way to win is if you beat the boss. Only way to lose is if you lose all of your health. So that's it, guys. There we go. So we're going to go deeper in, guys. This is a big level 2. Our first room right here is an encounter with an enemy. So, you know, we're going to head into there. Let's go ahead and head into there. I'm just going to say right off the bat right now, guys, too, I love this game. This game is really, really fun. I played a handful of times off camera to familiarize myself with the game before making the tutorial, and it's really easy to pick up. It seems like a lot at first, but it's really not. It's really easy to pick up, and it is extremely, extremely fun. So, okay, here we go, guys. We're going to move into an encounter, draw 1 monster, and resolve combat. Okay, let's see what we get. This is 3. Why is there a 3 right here? For some reason, there's a 3. That goes over there. I must have shuffled that in by accident from a previous playthrough. Okay, we got a level 2 guy right here. Let's see what we got. It's a kobold. He's got 3 health. Ooh, he's like a little like shaman kobold. I love the artwork too. The artwork in the game is really, really neat. All right, this guy's got a monster attack value of 10, and he does 1 damage, and it looks like we can give him some ale to bypass the encounter with him, but we don't have that card, so we're gonna have to get into a fight with this guy. So remember, you always add your proficiency bonus to your roll, so we're adding 5 strength, which is really good. We need 8 experience points to level up to level 6 right there. So you know what, I don't think I'm gonna discard any of my stuff. I want to keep these because I want to be able to deal 3 damage. So we're just gonna go ahead and roll, and we're gonna add 5 to it. We got a 10, which means that we automatically hit. So we're going to deal 3 damage to him and one-shot this little kobold shaman guy. There we go. We took him down. He's going to go over here in the discard pile. We're going to get to draw loot. It is a mace. Oh, cool. And it's got a strength. It's got a little strength icon, so we can use that for damage. It says discard to inflict 1 damage and increase a combat roll by +1. That is really, really good. So we're going to put that down here. But of course, remember, with the Barbarian, it's you add up your strength and agility weapons, and then you add up your agility -2, and whichever one is lower. So even though we have 4, our agility is 5 minus 2, which is 3, so we're still only dealing 3 damage. If we can bump up our agility to 6, 6 minus 2 would be 4, and we have 4 weapons down here, we'll be dealing 4 damage. So that might be what we want to go for next too. Either that or strength. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. Okay, so we took down the kobold. He awards us 2 experience points. So we're going to take a 2 experience point, put it over here, and we've got 5 right now. All right, cool stuff. We're going to go ahead and, you know what, guys? I think I'm actually going to spend these 5. We're going to spend these 5 experience points, and we're going to gain another vitality. Every time you gain a vitality, you gain a health. So we're up to 6 health. See, this is why you want to stick around. There's still some little rules here and there. So there we go, guys. If you're still here, props to you, dude. You're learning. So we're going to head into this room right here with the traps. Bloop. Just like so. We're going to put this encounter card up this way. We're going to draw a trap card, and it's gremlins. Gremlins try to steal your equipment. Make an agility check. Okay, so our agility is 5. So we need 5 or less. What did we get? We got a 4. Okay, cool. So we pass. So we get to gain 2 experience points. So we're going to take 2 XP and put that right over this way. There we go. And then we'll take this card and put that up here. Another thing that I should mention too that we haven't run into yet, there's a lot of little things here and there, so it's hard to remember all of it, but this is something I'm thinking of, so I'll mention it now in case we don't run into it. There's the 2 different statuses of being asleep or being ensnared. If that's the case, if an enemy, say we had an enemy like the kobold was out and it was ensnared, just like so, you'd have to roll a d6 for any ensnare or sleep tokens that are on the enemy. And if they roll equal to or less than their level, then the token gets removed. So in this case, the level of the enemy, it's how much XP that they give you. So in this case, he'd have to roll 2 or less in order to remove that token. Of course, that's not happening right now, but in case that ever comes up, that's how that works. And you'd roll the D6 for that. So this guy's going to go over here in the discard pile. And there's another thing I should mention too that I didn't do. If you go into combat with an enemy, you actually have the choice to evade the combat. So the heroes may try to evade the combat if a boss is not present. So if you're fighting the boss, you can't evade, obviously. You have to fight the boss. But if you do want to evade in all other instances up until that point, you have to roll a d6 for each monster that's either not ensnared or doesn't have a sleep token on it. So it can't be ensnared or asleep. And if any evasion roll is at or below the monster's level, you fail to evade, and then you have to target that monster and fight it as normal. And then it's going to gain an attack value bonus equal to the failed roll. And so, like in this case, the kobold, say we rolled and we ended up rolling a 1, it's below his level, we would fail. He would add that value to his attack value, so it would actually go up to 11. So it's a little risky trying to evade. So if it's at or below the monster's level, so even in this case, if you rolled a 2, you'd still fail, and he would end up getting 2 added to it. So it's definitely very, very risky. Yeah, so you got to really be careful if you try to evade. I guess it's better to do it earlier on, but unfortunately it's more beneficial to do it later on when you're fighting enemies that are harder. But if the evasion is successful, then you just discard all the face-up monsters, and then the combat ends. So, and you can also discard loot to increase your evasion roll by +1 for each loot card that you discard, or for each treasure card you discard, you increase it by 2. So if you exceed the level of the monster, you get to evade them. So I thought that was worth mentioning. But let's get right back into the action here. So we're going to put him off to the side. So we went ahead and we resolved the gremlins. Now we're going to move, kind of want to go into this room right here. Yeah, we're going to go into there and get into a fight. So we're going to go ahead and place this red token right there. We'll draw a red room. And we got the Pit of Despair. Oh no. Draw 3 monsters and resolve combat. Dude, this could be bad. This could be really bad. We've got a dire wolf. We've got an orc. And we've got a hobgoblin. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. The dire wolf has 3 health. We're going to put a 3. The orc has 2 health. We're going to put a 1 and a 1. And then the hobgoblin has 3 health. Oh, man. This is tough, guys. And all 3 of them have 10 as their attack value. Do we have any way to get past these guys? No. This is brutal. We just got to fight them one by one. All right, so I guess let's go ahead and fight. Who do we want to fight first? Does it really matter? I don't think it really matters. I guess let's just go after the orc since he's got the least amount of health. We'll go after him first. So he's got an attack value of 10. That is crazy, dude. Do we want to get rid of it? I don't really want to get rid of any of those. We've got 5, so we need to roll 6 or better. All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll. We rolled a 7. Okay, good. So we're doing 7 plus 5 is 11. Oh, okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that I should mention too. It's perfect that this came up. They get +1 to their attack value for each other enemy that's in play. So he's going to get +2, so that's going to go up to 12. So that's 12 to our 11. I think we need to discard something. So I'm going to go ahead and discard the mace. Yep, I'm going to discard this to inflict 1 damage and increase a combat roll by +1. So we'll go ahead and discard this over this way. So that bumps us up to 7, 8 plus 5 is 13 to his 12. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we're going to hit him since we have the higher value and we won't take any damage. And we're inflicting 3 damage to him. So we're going to go ahead and take him down like so. There we go. Put this over this way. And then we'll take the orc and we'll set him right here. We're going to get a loot from him. Oh, cool. We got a battle axe. So we've already got 1 battle axe. So we got another one. We can discard this to inflict 1 damage and increase a combat roll by +1. That's good. So we'll put that right there. And then we're also going to gain 2 experience points. So we'll take a 2 right here and put it over this way. Boom. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we got these 2 guys left. I guess let's go ahead and it doesn't matter which one really. We'll just go after the dire wolf. So we're going to go ahead and roll. See what we get. We got an 8 plus our 5 is 13. And then he's getting +1 from this guy to his 10. So he's got 11 to our 13. So we hit him. And we hit him for 3 damage and take him down. Let's go. Put him over this way. We get a loot. We got the silver coffer. This is a treasure. It counts as 2 loot cards for trading, just like the bag of gold. So we'll place that there with our bag of gold. And then we get 2 experience points. So we're up to 6 right now. That is pretty good. Ooh, that's pretty good. We get 2 more. We can move our strength or our agility up because it costs 8 to go up. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to fight the hobgoblin over here as the lone enemy left. Go ahead and roll. And we got a 7 plus 5 is 12. And he doesn't have any buddies anymore to buff his attack value there. So it's 12 to his 10. So we hit and we deal 3 damage and take him down. Ooh, man, that could have been bad, dudes. But we just wrecked all of those dudes. We're going to get a loot. It's camping gear, dude. We got camping. Dude, we're going camping for the whole week. We got camping gear for days. There we go. And then we also get 2 experience points, which puts us up to 8. So I'm going to spend those 8, and you know what? We're going to bump up... Ooh, you know what, dude? We're going to bump up our agility up to 6. So now, our agility -2 is 4, and we also have 4 weapons that have strength or agility symbols. So we get to deal 4 damage now, dude. Ooh, we're getting pretty tough. We're getting pretty strong. We're going to go ahead and put this up this way, and we're going to keep moving on. Let's see, which way do we want to go here? I kind of want to go up to this green gem here and see if we get something really good. Let's see what we get. We're going to go ahead and put the green gem on there too. Let's go ahead and put that right there. We got treasure room. I like the sound of that. You find a room filled with treasure. I really like the sound of that. All heroes draw 2 loot cards. Dude, I love the sound of that. We got bolas. Discard during the targeting phase of combat to place an ensnare token on a monster. So you can discard this and it'll place one of these ensnare tokens on the monster. So we're going to go ahead and set that off this way. And it's worth mentioning too, if your player is ever ensnared or asleep, you're not able to evade, meaning if you get into a fight with an enemy, you can't choose to evade, obviously, if you're ensnared or asleep. You also can't discard cards or inflict any damage directly to monsters as long as you are ensnared or asleep. However, if you have card effects from certain cards that are not discarded, those still apply, such as like persistent skills that you might have. So what you have to do in that case is you have to make a strength +2 check to remove an ensnare token or you have to make an intellect check to remove a sleep token. So if ever you are asleep or ensnared, that's what you got to do. So if you've got the sleep token on you like this, you have to make an intellect check to remove it. In this case, our intellect is 2. We'd have to roll 2 or less. If you have an ensnare token, you have to make a strength +2 check. So in this case, we're 5. You would add 2 to it. It'd be 7. We'd have to roll 7 or less. So it's a little bit easier to get out of ensnare because you add +2 to your roll. So there you go. Got that just like that. And then for the enemies, for the monsters, the way it works, if they are asleep or ensnared, they can't apply any damage to you during combat. So it's definitely beneficial for you to try to put those tokens on them, because if they roll equal to your combat value, or if you end up rolling lower and they roll higher, if they're ensnared or asleep, they won't be able to deal any damage to you. So that's definitely worth mentioning too. And then also too, there's so many things, guys. There's so many things. You can spend the luck tokens, like I mentioned earlier, to reroll your dice. You can also spend these luck tokens to add 1 or subtract 1 from a roll. So that's something really important to keep in mind too. So if you're trying to do like a certain attribute check, you can use your luck tokens to subtract 1 from your roll if you're trying to get below it, or if you're trying to do damage in combat, for instance, you can add 1 to your roll by spending these luck tokens. So you can either reroll all your dice, or you can add or subtract 1. That's what the luck tokens do. So let's get back to this treasure room. We're going to find another treasure because we get 2, and we found a diamond. And of course, all the treasure does basically the same thing. It counts as 2 loot cards for trading. So we'll go ahead and put that right there. So we got a diamond, a silver coffer, and a bag of gold. Good stuff. Then we're going to put this up this way, and we're going to move on. Let's go into this blue room. Put the blue right there. Move into the blue room. We'll grab a blue. What do we got? We got a wounded dwarf. 1 hero may discard garlic, a loaf of bread, a hunk of cheese, a meaty rib, a pint of ale, a healing potion, or healing scroll to take the dwarf from the specialty deck. I don't think we have any of that. We don't have any of that stuff, so we can't do that. No, I don't have any of that, unfortunately. Okay, so we're just going to put him up this way, like so. And then we're going to move into this purple room. Let's go. Let's move into the purple room right here. And let's see what we're going to get. We're going to get Weapons Master. You encounter a Weapons Master who wants to trade. Any hero may discard 2 loot cards or 1 treasure to take a weapon from the specialty deck or discard. Ooh, that's interesting. I think I want to discard... Ooh. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's just discard the treasure. We got treasure for days. Yeah, how many times can we do that? Is it only once? Any hero may discard 2 loot cards or 1 treasure to take a weapon from... I think we can only do it once. Okay, we're going to give him a diamond. Trade a diamond to the Weapons Master. And then we can take any 1 loot card... or we can take any 1 card from the specialty deck or discard. Ooh, maybe we want to go in the discard. Let's see what we got in the discard. Yeah, dude, let's grab this mace. Let's pick up this mace again. That thing was pretty good. We'll go ahead and get that. Cool, okay, so we trade a diamond to the Weapons Master for the mace. Cool stuff. That was definitely worth going over there. Set that up this way. Now we need to make our way back out of here. I guess we're going to head up to this diamond room right here. Like so. Move up to the diamond room. We'll draw 1. This is a lengthy game, by the way, guys. This game takes a long time to play. This is going to be a long video. Deal with the devil. Draw a loot card and either keep it or discard it. If you choose to keep the loot card, you must pay D6 minus 1 XP or health. Okay, let's see what we get. Sneaky Slippers. Consider the dungeon level -2 for camping gear rolls and combat evasion rolls. That is cool, but I don't want to pay health for that. We're going to go ahead and discard that and move on with our lives. And we're going to head deeper in. We've got a trap up ahead. Move on to the trap. We'll draw a trap card. What do we got? Cave in. Large stones begin to fall as the room begins to cave in. Make an agility check. Oh, okay. Pass if you discard a transmute rock to mud scroll. We don't have that. So our agility is 6. We need 6 or less. Okay, cool. We got it. We'll go ahead and pick the 2. Pass. Gain 2 XP once per game. Okay, sweet. We're going to gain 2 experience points. And this is a persistent trap right here. So we're going to go ahead and set that off to the side. Like so. And we'll put that on it since it's facing right side up. And then we're going to move into this room with an encounter with an enemy. So we've got the guard barracks. Draw 2 monsters and resolve combat. Okay, man, this has been a brutal level. 2 enemies in this room. We've got the skeleton warrior and some rats. The skeleton warrior has 2 health. And the rats have 5 health? What? Okay. The rats only have a combat score of 8. So you know what? I think I want to fight them first. So we're going to go ahead and roll, and we're going to add 5 to our roll. Okay, we got a 7 plus 5 is 12 to their 8, so we hit. And we're hitting for 4 damage. So he's down to 1 health on this rat. We're going to go ahead and attack the rats again. Same thing. We got a 6 plus 5 is 11 to his 8, so we hit for 4 damage. And we killed the rats. Put them over this way. We're going to gain a loot. It's a Hellbird. That's good. Discard to inflict 1 damage and or reroll a combat roll. Okay. And we also get 2 experience points. So we're going to put a 2 right over this way. Just like so. There we go. And now we're going to fight this skeleton warrior here. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll for this guy. He's got 10. That's pretty scary. I think we could take him. Let's go ahead and roll. We got a 6. Plus 5 is 11. Oh, and you know what I forgot to mention? The rats were actually getting plus 1 to their value because the skeleton warrior is out. But it doesn't matter. We rolled higher than a 9 both times anyway. So we've got 6 plus 5 is 11 to his 10. We just barely do it. And we deal 4 damage to his 2 health and take down the skeleton warrior as well. We get a loot card. It's the Amulet of Protection. Discard to prevent a monster special ability that would affect anything on your player board. Do we have so much stuff right now? It's crazy. So much to keep track of. We also get 2 experience points. So we're up to 6 over here. Cool stuff. I think I'm going to spend 5 of those. So we're going to flip 1 over to a 1 and spend the other 5. And we're going to get ourselves another vitality. That means that we gain another hit point. Boom. Just like that. There we go. And that is it. We'll put this encounter card up this way. Now we're going to move up to this final trap, like so. And let's see what we're going to get here. Got a gelatinous cube. It's a persistent trap. Out of nowhere, you are ambushed by a giant blob. Make a strength check. Pass if you have a rope, or discard a flying carpet. We don't have either of those. We got to roll 5 or less. Oh, and we did not pass. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 of my luck tokens here. So now we're down to 2, and we're going to re-roll all of those. See what we got. Actually, we rolled a 6, didn't we? We'll just re-roll. We did roll a 6. We could have given it -1. Okay, there we go. We got a 4. So we rolled equal to or less than the strength. So we pass. We're going to gain 2 experience points once per game. So let's go ahead and grab 2 experience. We're at 3. And then we'll set this guy over this way. And it is a persistent trap, but it doesn't matter because we are heading out to level 3. So we're going to go ahead and put all of these tokens over this way. Put the map on the bottom. We'll get rid of our persistent traps over here and discard those to the yellow gem discard pile. We'll also take all the level 2 enemies. We almost went through the whole level 2 enemy deck. That's crazy. We're going to set that over this way. We're going to grab the level 3 enemies, give them a quick shuffle. I hope you guys had your popcorn ready for this one, guys. This is going to be a record for the longest video on my channel. Future videos, future playthroughs of this game hopefully shouldn't take as long because I won't have to explain everything first. So yeah. And then we're going to move down to level 3 on the map card right here. And hey, if you're still here, you are an absolute champion, dude. I really, really appreciate you for sticking around. All right, guys, here we go. We're moving into level 3. We're going to put our little meeple right there on the stairs, and we're moving straight into a trap. Getting things started off right into a trap. You kidding me? There we go. We'll move into there. Draw a trap. There's a mimic. It's a treasure mimic. You attempt to open a treasure chest. Make an intellect check. Oh, that's not good. We only have 2 intellect. All right. Yes, dude, we rolled a 2. Let's go. Pass. Draw 1 loot card and gain 2 XP, and then discard this room during the rest phase. Okay, so we're going to draw a loot. We got a potion of vitality. Discard to gain 1 vitality. Don't mind if I do. We'll discard that. We're going to gain a vitality. So we're up to 8. We gain another health. So I'll get rid of these 2. Replace it with a 3. We got 8 total health right now. That's cool. All right. And then we gain 2 XP. So we got 5. So I'll remove these 3 and I'll put a 5 token over here. And then we get to discard this room. So instead of it persisting, we get to discard it. That's really cool. Nice stuff. All right. Let's move into this blue room right here. Put this down. Move to the blue room. That's cool. We could go that way. I like how sometimes you have a choice, but I want to go this way into the blue room. Let's see what we get. Song of Sirens. Uh-oh. Sirens lure you into the dark abyss. That doesn't sound good. Pass only if one hero discards a silent scroll, horn of blessing, or lute of soothing. We don't have any of those. So we fail. One hero must discard a henchman. Dude, that sucks. The sirens charmed the cave bear. Yeah, y'all have fun with that. y'all have fun with that. I'll put the cave bear back over here in the specialty loot deck. We're not going to talk about what they're doing. And then we're going to discard this card over this way. We're going to sneak on by. Let's head into the next room here. Draw a card from the red deck. Draw one monster and resolve combat. All right. We got a level 3 dude. It's getting spicy here, guys. We got a rust monster. Okay, he's got 4 health. That's not too bad for level 3. He's got a combat value of 10, attack value of 10, and he does 3 damage, and he also has a special ability, which is called Rust Armor. So some enemies are going to have special abilities on them. If you roll the number next to that special ability, that ability will pop off. And in the back of the rulebook, it tells you all the different abilities. There's a bunch of them. There's like 20 of them or something. So if that happens, we'll whip out the rulebook and see what Rust Armor does. But we're going to go ahead and attack. He's got 10. You know what? I kind of want to use this mace again. No, we're going to hang on to it. We're going to hang on to it. We're going to go ahead and roll. I think we can hit him because we're getting +5 from our strength. Dude, we rolled 9. +5 is 14 to his 10. So we hit him, and we're hitting for 4 damage. Took him out in 1 hit. The Rust Monster is down like a clown from Chinatown, bro. We're going to get a loot. Camping gear. Are you kidding me? Dude, we've got 4 camping gear. We could open up our own store at this point, our own camping store at this point. That's insane, guys. We'll just put up a pop-up shop down here in the dungeon. We're set for life. All right, and then we're going to get 3 experience points. Boom, and check it out, guys. We've got 8. We're going to spend 8 experience points. We're going to get ourselves that right there, another strength. So we're up to 6. So we're going to add 6 to our combat rolls now. That is amazing. Let's go, guys. All right. We're going to head down this way into the green gem room. Like so. We're going to draw a green gem. It is, let's put this card over this way. It is the magic mouth. It says, the wall begins to speak in riddles. Dude, this reminds me of Legends of the Hidden Temple. You guys remember that show on Nickelodeon, Legends of the Hidden Temple? It says the wall begins to speak in riddles. Draw a loot card and place it face up on this room. Okay. A jade idol. That's really cool. You may place a loot card on this room to make an intellect check. You may make any number of these wagers. Oh, okay. Pass. Take all loot cards on this room. Okay, wait, what? Okay, this is a little confusing. I've never seen this one before. So you draw a loot card, you place it face up on this room. You may place a loot card on this room to make an intellect check. Oh, okay. You know what? I don't want to push my luck here. I think I just want to try to do it. I think I want to just try to take the loot. So we're going to go ahead and do the 1 intellect check. We need 2 or less. We got a 1! We passed! Passed. Take all loot cards on this room. Dude, let's go! Heck yeah. So the Jade Idol is treasure. It counts as 2 loot cards for trading. Let's go. I'll take it, dude. Oh, that's cool. I like that one. That's cool, man. Was it Olmec? Was that the guy from Legends of the Hidden Temple? Olmec? Let me know down in the comments below. I think I remember that. I just pulled that from my memory vault from years and years ago. Okay, here we go. We're moving into an encounter. Let's go right here. Okay, we're going to draw an encounter from the encounter deck. What do we got? Draw 1 monster and resolve combat. Okay. Go ahead and lay that down right there. We got a Hellhound. He's got 4 health on this Hellhound. He's got fire breath if we roll a 6. He's got 12 combat score. That is insane. And he does 2 damage. Okay, he's getting real now, guys. I think we could do it, though. We've got 6 strength now. Let's try it. Yes, we got a 10. That means we automatically hit. And we deal 4 damage and we took him down. Dude, we were crushing. Playing with 3d10 on the easy mode, I mean, it's kind of easy, right? But it's still really fun. In future videos, we'll try going through on some other modes too, but we're still testing the waters of the game. This is still really fun, though. So we took him down. We're going to get a loot. It's a skeleton key. That's cool. That goes in our backpack over this way. And we're going to get 3 experience points. Boop, just like that. Cool. And we'll set the encounter up this way. Then we're going to move into a trap room, like so. Put that right there. Let's draw a trap. Poison gas. Okay, this is a persistent trap. This room begins to fill with poisonous gas. Make a vitality -2 check. Our vitality is 8, so -2 is 6. We need 6 or less. And we got it with the 4. Pass, gain 2 XP once per game. Okay, so we're going to go and gain 2. We've got 5 XP now. And this is a persistent trap, so I'm going to set it up this way. And it is facing to the right. So I'll set it like that. And if we ever pass back through there, now we know, but I don't think we're going to pass back through there. Let's just head to the exit. We're going to head into this purple amethyst room. We'll draw a card. Prison cell. A humble prisoner agrees to join you if you manage to free him. Make a strength check. Okay. And this says pass if you discard a lockpick or skeleton key. Dude, let's just do it. Let's just give him the skeleton key. We'll use the skeleton key to unlock his cell. Yeah, that seems good. We'll discard this. And it says, take the cell sword from the specialty deck. Okay, let's go through the specialty deck. I think he's somewhere up here. I had him earlier. Yep, here he is. Okay, we got the cell sword. It says that you gain +1 HAV in combat. That is hero attack value. So that means that we get to add that to our value when we roll. So we would add our value from our dice, we would add our strength value, and then we'd get to add any bonuses or modifiers. In this case, he would give us +1. And then it also says discard to block any damage. So we'll go ahead and set him down here as our henchman. Cool, dude. So he's giving us a bonus to our attack value. That's really, really good. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and move into this final room. It's got a trap in it. So standing between us and the exit is a trap. What do we got? It's the Lake of Fire. Okay. It says, a ferryman offers to take you across for a fare. Fail unless one hero discards a loot card. If you discard a flying carpet, gain 3 XP and discard this room. We don't have the flying carpet. I guess we'll discard a loot card. Let's go ahead and discard... I think I want to discard the Amulet of Protection. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'd rather keep the bolas. So we do pass, and we get to move past him. This is a persistent trap, but it doesn't matter because we are moving into the exit and heading down the stairs into level 4. So this is going to go up this way. We'll set this over here. Put that up there. Dump all of our little tokens over this way. Bloop. Put this on the bottom of the map deck. We'll grab all the level 3 dudes. We didn't fight very much on that floor. We only fought 2, which means we didn't gain very much experience points either. So I'll set that over there. Pick up the level 4 monsters. Give them a quick little shuffle. Set the deck down, and we're moving into level 4, and here we go, okay? That we could trade potentially in here with a trader. I guess we may as well. Let's head into this little room, the beginning of level 4, see if we got a trader. Ooh, we didn't, but we got a Sacred Temple. You may discard a loot card and roll a d6. If a treasure is discarded, add +2 to the roll. Okay, let's use this Jade Idol that we just picked up. Yeah, we'll go ahead and discard that. Thank you, Olmec. We're going to roll a d6 and add 2 to it. We got 6 + 2 is 8. If you roll a 6+, draw 3 loot cards and keep 2 of them. Dude, that is amazing. Okay, we're going to draw 3. We got a Crystal Ball. Discard to rearrange the top 5 cards of any card deck. Whoa. A Healing Scroll. Discard and choose any hero to gain d6 + 1 health. And a Flame Whip. It's got a this attribute, the agility attribute. There it is. Discard to apply -1 monster attack value for 1 combat round and or re-roll a combat roll. Dude, that is really good. All of these are good. I think I want the Crystal Ball. That sounds fun. And we've got camping gear for days. We don't really need this Healing Scroll, so we're going to discard that, and we're going to keep the Flame Whip. Dude, that sounds cool. Okay, dude, we got so many weapons, too. Holy moly. All right, awesome. I want to use the Crystal Ball now. Discard to rearrange the top 5 cards of any card deck. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set this one over here. Any card deck, huh? I think I want to do the enemies. I want to set us up with some maybe, like, some easier enemies. That sounds pretty good, right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see what we've got here. A Griffin, a Minotaur, a Werewolf, a Giant, and Medusa. Well, the Giant only has 11. The Medusa's got 12 attack value. Minotaur's got 12, 13 on the Griffin, and the Werewolf's got 14. Okay, cool. We'll stack them like that so they're a little bit easier for us to deal with when we run into those. Okay, now we're going to move down here into a trap. And let's see what we've got. We've got Spider's Web. You get caught in a spider's web. Make a strength check. Okay, so we need to roll 6 or lower. We did it. We got a 5. Gain 2 XP once per game. So we're going to go up to 7 experience points. Cool stuff. There we go. All right. Oh, this is a persistent trap too, so I guess I'll go ahead and set that up this way. And it's pointing to the left. We'll put that on there like so. I think we can get back through that. So I'm actually going to head back. I'm going to head down into this room. We're going to have to work our way back through the spider's web, but we should be able to clear it. Now we're going to do an encounter, and we're going to draw one monster and resolve combat. What we got here, it's the giant, of course. We knew that. We got the crystal ball. He's got 7 health, so we'll put a 3, and a 1, like so. And he's got 11. We've got 6. I think we could do this. But maybe we should spend something here. We have so many weapons. Why not spend something, right? Let's use the mace. No, because he's only got 11. I really want to hang on to that for something, but he does 4 damage. Ooh, maybe we should use the mace. Okay, we're going to use the mace. We don't want to get hit by this dude. We're going to discard the mace to inflict 1 damage and increase a combat roll by +1. And then we have to remember, we're also getting +1 from our cell sword. So we're getting +2, and we have 6, so 8 plus whatever we roll. Oh my gosh, that's really, really low. We're going to use our luck token to re-roll that. So 8 plus whatever we roll. There we go. We got a 9 plus 8 is 17 to his 11. So we win the combat, and we deal 4 damage to him. And he's got 3 health remaining. Let's go ahead and do it again. We're getting +1 this time from the cell sword. We don't have the mace anymore. And then we've got 6 strength, so we're doing +7 to whatever we roll. And we got a 6 plus 7 is 13 to his 11. We kill him. We deal 4 more damage to finish him off. Goes over here. And we're going to get a loot from him. It is a silence scroll. Discard to kill a harpy. Negate the Song of Sirens or Banshee and gain an additional 2 XP. Okay, we'll go ahead and hang on to that scroll right there. And then we gain 4 experience points. So we have 11 experience points. Ooh, that's pretty good, guys. We've got 11. So let's go ahead and put a 4 right here. 1 more, and we can get either agility or another strength. That is really, really good. Okay, now we're going to move up this way, and we're moving back through the spider's web, so we need to make a strength check again. We need 6 or lower. Okay, cool. We got a 2, so we made it through. Then we're going to move into this trap room right here. Like so. Well, what do we get? A trapped chest. You may attempt, or it says you attempt to open a treasure chest. 1 hero must make an agility check. Okay, we're going to make an agility check. We got 6 here, so we need 6 or less. Okay, cool. We'll take the 3. You pass. You disarm the trap. All heroes gain 2 XP and draw 1 loot card. Okay, we gained 2 XP, so we're up to 13. So I'm going to spend 12 of that, and we're going to go back down to 1 XP. There we go. We'll spend the other 12, and we're going to get agility. So now our agility is up to 7. So now it says the number of strength and weapon and agility weapons we have. This is how much weapon damage we do. Or our agility -2. Our agility is 7 minus 2 is 5. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weapons. So the lower number is 5. So now we're dealing 5 damage, guys. Let's go. That is a ton of extra damage that we're going to be dealing there. Cool stuff. And then we're also going to draw a loot card. So let's draw a loot card. And we got a hunk of cheese. Discard to charm rats or evil cats. Or discard to gain 2 health. All right, there we go. Cool. Then we'll set this up this way. And we're in that room. And let's head to this green emerald room over here and see if we can get something good. See what's in store. A secret door. You notice footprints leading up to a wall. 1 hero may make an intellect check. Okay, we need 2 or less here. And we did not get it. We don't find anything. Rip. Oh well, it's bound to happen sometimes. Even rolling 3 dice. Let's go up to this purple amethyst gem room up this way. And draw a card. We got the Orb of Destruction. You encounter a magical glowing orb and try to harness its powerful radiating energy. Make an intellect check. All these intellect checks. I need 2 or less. No, we didn't get it. Dang it. Nothing happens. Rip. All right. We're going to make our way finally over here to this little trapped room. Like so. And we're going to draw a trap. A narrow ledge. This is a persistent trap. Make an agility check to cross the narrow ledge. Pass if you have a rope or discard a flying carpet. I don't believe we have any of that, unfortunately. So we're going to have to make an agility check. And our agility is 7, so 7 or less. Pretty good odds here. We got a 3. Gain 2 XP once per game. Don't mind if I do. So we're up to 3 experience points. And this is persistent, so we'll set it up this way. And it's facing to the right, like so. And you know what? I think I want to just get the heck out of Dodge. So we're going to move down into the last room right here where we have to fight an enemy on this red ruby room right here. And we'll draw an enemy. Or we'll draw an encounter card rather. It's the Tomb of the Lich King. You enter the tomb of a once powerful sorcerer. Draw one monster. Then draw one monster from the next level's monsters or another level 5 monster if you're on level 5 and resolve combat. Okay, so we're going to draw a monster. It's Medusa. And then we have to draw a monster from the next level, which is 5. And it's the Soul Grazer. Ooh, it looks like the Lurker from Ironhelm. That's pretty cool. All right, guys. And then we have to resolve combat. So the Medusa is going to have 5 health. There we go. And the Soul Gazer is going to have 7 health. There we go. I can't remember what these things are called. I know they're from D&D. I always forget what they're called. It's not Observer, is it? I can't remember what it's called. Let me know down in the comments. All right, so if you made it this far, the 2 people that are still watching the video. Here we go, guys. We're going to go ahead and go after this Medusa first since she's got 12. We're doing plus 6. And then we're doing +1 from the Cell Sword, so that's 7. I think we could take her. We'll just roll. We're not going to add any we're not going to discard any weapons. We got a 6. Ooh, plus our 7 is 13, but she's also getting +1 from the Soul Gazer. So it's equal. It's 13 to 13. I don't want to get hit by her, so I think I'm going to discard the Battle Axe here. So the Battle Axe says, if I can put these down, the Battle Axe says discard to inflict 1 damage and increase a combat roll by +1. So we're going to increase ours up to 13, and then we're going to inflict 1 extra damage. So that will go over this way. So we're going to win that combat, and we're going to inflict 6 damage to the Medusa, taking her down. We're going to get a loot. It is a Wand of Lightning. That's pretty cool. Discard to inflict 1 damage to all monsters in combat. Okay, there we go. And we're also going to get 4 experience points from her. So we are up to 7. Cool stuff. All right, now we're going to go ahead and try to take down this Soul Gazer over here. Oh, you know what? You know what? I just realized. We used a 6, right? And she's got Charm as her special ability. So we got to whip out the manual here and look for the Charm ability. It says, hero must discard 1 henchman. Oh, man. So she charmed the henchman, and our Cell Sword is gone. Okay. Okay, glad I realized that. All right, now we're going to try to take down this Soul Gazer. I'm going to go ahead and... You know what? I think I'm going to throw the bolas at this guy. So we could discard during the targeting phase of combat to place an ensnare token on a monster. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to ensnare this guy. That way we can't get hit in case he does damage to us. He's got 15, dude. Yikes. This is crazy. I feel like we should probably discard something here. Maybe let's discard the Flame Whip. Ooh, but then our damage is going to go down. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Maybe we should, though. We probably... I'm going to risk it since he's got Ensnare on him. I'm going to risk it. We're getting +6 from our strength. Dude, we got a 10, which means we automatically hit. Yes, that is so good. We're going to do 5 to him. I think I'm going to discard the Wand of Lightning. It's going to inflict 1 damage to all monsters. So we're going to deal an extra damage. So we're dealing 6 damage to him. So he's down to 1. Okay, there we go. And we need to roll, too, to see if he is still ensnared. So he needs to roll a 5 or lower to remove it. And he rolled a 5, so he gets to remove his ensnare. There we go. And now, it's top of the combat again. So I guess I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to try to hit him straight up. We're getting 6 added to our roll. Ooh, we got a 7 plus 6 is 13. That is not enough. He's got 15, so he hits us for 3 damage. I'm going to discard the helm, and we reduce damage taken by 2. So we're only going to take 1 damage. So we go down to 7. Grab a 2 from over here. We're at 7. There we go. And here we go. We're going to try to hit him again. See what we get here. Oh, man. 7 plus 6 is 13 to his 15 again. He's going to hit us again. Uh-oh, guys. It's getting real over here. Do we have anything we could do? I don't think so. I don't think. Nope. This is rough. Okay, so we're taking 3 damage, so we're going down to 4. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's getting dicey. So we got a 3 and a 1. Yikes, we might die right here. This is crazy. Okay, go ahead and roll again. Should I start spending stuff? Maybe we should. I think we should. We're gonna go ahead and use a battle axe here. We're gonna discard this, and it's going to inflict 1 extra damage and increase the combat roll by 1. But that also means that we're now only dealing 4 damage instead of 5. Okay, let's go ahead and roll. So we're getting 6 plus 1 is 7 to our roll. And we rolled a 9 plus 7 is 16, and that's enough to beat his 15. So we hit him for 4 damage. Whew, and take him down. That was really, really close. He's going to go, ooh, let's see, 7. Does he have anything for 7? Oh, or what was it, 9? Yeah, for 9. No, he doesn't. Okay, so he's dead. We're going to gain a loot. It is a flute. You discard to charm rats or giant cobra and gain 2 XP. Okay, we'll put that down here with our hunk of cheese. You know what? We're going to eat our hunk of cheese and gain 2 health. Let's go ahead. We're going to go back up to 6. Grab a 3 from over here. Back up to 6 health. There we go. Cool. And we also gain 5 experience points. So we've got 5, 9, 10, 12. And I'm going to use all 12 of those. And we're going to up our strength up to 7 right there. Okay, awesome. That's really, really good. Sweet. Okay, that was scary. We're going to go ahead and move into this room with the trap right here. And you know what? I don't have enough tokens. So we're not going to go back through this way for the spider's web. So I'm just going to put that token. Oh, no. I'm tripping, guys. We already went through there. That's the narrow ledge. We're moving into the exit staircase right here. And we're piecing out a level 4. Here we go. We're heading into level 5, guys. This is the last level of the dungeon. This is a slog. This is a slog getting through this dungeon here, dudes. We're going to move onto the staircase right there. We're going to get rid of these persistent traps and discard them up this way. There we go. And we're going to get rid of the level 4 monster deck. We're going to take out the level 5 monster deck here. And this is it. This is the last level of the dungeon before we potentially make it to the boss. Here we go. Put that right there. That right there. Okay, I think we are good to go, guys. We're going to go ahead and head this way to this green room and see if we can't get us something good on this last level. A mystical fountain. You drink from a mystical fountain. If your health equals your vitality, gain 1 vitality. Otherwise, gain D6 plus 1 health. We've got 6. Our vitality is 8. It doesn't equal it, so we're going to gain D6 plus 1 health. And we gain 6 plus 1 is 7 health. So we're back up to full health at 8. So I'll go ahead and put a 5 over here with my 3. And we're at 8 health. We still got the 1 luck token left too, which is really cool. Okay, cool. We found a little mystical fountain to heal at. That's good. We're going to go over here to this blue room. Set that there. We're going to draw blue. It's a dark room. You wander into what seems like an endless dark room with shelves and piles of debris. Any hero may discard a torch or light scroll to draw 2 loot cards. We don't have that, unfortunately, so we'll have to pass on it. We're going to move into this trap room. There we go. We'll draw a trap. We'll run out of trap cards. Bat swarm. You are swarmed by hordes of bats. Pass only if your hero discards a torch. We don't have a torch. Once again, fail. Take damage equal to the dungeon level. Oh yeah, and we're on level 5, so we're taking 5 damage. Holy crap, dude. That was quite the swarm of bats. Are you kidding? I think it's time to use our camping gear. We're going to go ahead and use one of our camping gear here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my way back to the staircase. Oh, you know what? I can't. I have to do it at the end of this round. So this is the rest round. I guess we'll go ahead and, yeah, we'll just use the camping gear now. So we're going to discard and roll a d6. Okay, let's see. We got a 4. It says all heroes gain the roll plus 1 in health. So we gained 5. That is amazing. So we're back up to full health. And then it says, if you're not at a stair and the roll is below the dungeon level, draw a monster. We rolled below the dungeon level. The dungeon level is 5, and we rolled a 4. So we've got to draw a monster and then resolve combat. Yikes. All right, so let's see who sneaks up on us while we're sleeping. It is a Cyclops. He's got 14 health, dude. Holy moly. Put a 10, 3, and a 1. 14 health. That is crazy. He can hurl a rock, and he's got a frenzy skill, and he's got 12 attack value, and he does 4 damage. 12 is not too bad. We've got 7 right here. I think we could handle this guy. Let's see what we get. We got a 10, so we automatically hit him. We're hitting him for 4 damage. So we take a little chunk of his health down. We're going to have to hit this guy quite a few times, though. We're going to attack him again. see what we get here. We got a 6 plus our 7 is 13. That is enough to beat his 12. So we deal 4 more damage. So he is down to 6 health, like so. There we go. And then, let's see. I'm going to attack again. Same thing. We got a 10, so we automatically hit him. We deal 4 damage, so he's down to 2. And 1 more ought to do it, guys. Plus 7 to our roll. We got a 7. Plus 7 is 14. It beats us 12, and we killed the Cyclops. Let's freaking go, dude. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get him over here in the discard. Since he's a level 5 guy, we're on level 5, we get 2 loot cards. I think I might have shorted myself on the last round. When I killed that level 5 guy, I was supposed to get 2, but it's okay. We'll do it now. We'll draw 2. We got a loaf of bread. You can discard to pass the maze and gain an additional 2 XP, or you can discard this to gain 2 health. That's going to come in handy. And we got a potion of healing. Discard to gain D6 plus 1 health. That is definitely going to come in handy for the boss. Okay, cool. We got some healing items for this boss that's coming up. And then we get 5 XP. So we're going to get 5 XP over this way, just like so. Let's go ahead and... I don't want to fight anything else. I just want to get the heck out of here. We're going to move down here into this diamond room. Loot. We're going to draw a card. And we got the Skeleton Trader. Once per game, you may draw 5 loot cards and place them face up on this room. You may discard 2 loot cards or 1 treasure to take any one of the loot cards on this room any number of times. And this is a persistent card, so this is actually going to stay in place. So we're going to draw 5 loot. We got a pickaxe, discard to inflict 1 damage. You got a meaty rib. You can discard this to charm cave bear, direwolf, evil cats, or a wolf, or you can discard to gain 2 health. We got a lockpick. We got a staff of striking, discard to increase a combat roll by +2. That is amazing. And we got a potion of healing. Okay, we're going to trade the silver coffer for a staff of striking, and we're going to trade the bag of gold for another potion of healing. And I'm not really worried about the other stuff. He can just keep the other stuff right there. Okay, cool. That was amazing. That was a really, really good find. Let's head over this way to this trap, like so, and see what we've got here. We got a trap door. Make an intellect check. Pass if any hero discards a rope. We don't have a rope, unfortunately, so we got to roll a 2 or less. Our intellect is trash. We did not do it. Fail. Draw 1 monster per fail and resolve combat. All monsters gain +1 attack value. Ooh. Do I want to re-roll that? No, I don't think I do. We're just going to do it. So we're going to draw a monster, and it's going to gain +1 to its attack value. It's a fire elemental, so it's going to have 16 instead of 15. It's got 7 health. Holy moly, dude. All right, that's going to be tough to get past 16. Yikes. This might be the end of the line. We're adding 7 to our roll at least, so let's try to hit it here. We got an 8 plus 7 is 15, but it's got 16. Can we discard anything? No, I don't think we can discard anything to up our attack. I guess we could discard the Flame Whip, and that says discard to apply -1 monster attack value for 1 combat round. So we're going to do that. So that's actually going to bump his down back to 15. So we tied. So we're both going to get hit. We also now only have 3 weapons with either a strength or agility attribute, which means we're doing 3 damage now instead of 4. Man, we're getting weaker. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're both going to take damage. He's going to inflict 3 damage. Can I mitigate any of that? I don't believe I can. Nope, I'm just going to have to take 3 damage here. And then we're going to inflict 3 damage back to him. So he's going to go down from 7 to 4. So we'll give him 3 and take 1 away. There we go. So he's at 4. All right, we're going to do that again. He's back up to 16, I think. Is that only for 1 combat round? Yeah, okay. Here we go. Oh, no, man. We got 7 plus 7 is 14. That's not enough to beat his 16, so he hits us for 3. We're at 2. Uh-oh. It's not looking good. We are at 2. I'm going to go ahead and drink one of these health potions right here. We're going to discard it to gain D6 plus 1 health. See what we get. Something good, please. We got 4 plus 1, so we get 5 health. That's pretty good. There we go. I'm also going to spend 5 experience points, and we're going to increase our vitality to 9, so we gain another hit point. So we're at 8 hit points right now. Okay, here we go. We're going to try to attack the fire elemental again. We need a 10. We got an 8, plus our 7 is 15, but he's got 16, man. Dang, dude, this freaking trap door, bro. Oh, man, so he hits us again for 3. So we'll remove these. We're at 5 health. Yikes, we're going to attack again. Come on, dude, we need a 9 or better. We got a 9. Let's go. So we at least tie. So we got 9 plus 6 is, or I'm sorry, 9 plus 7 rather is 16 to his 16. So we both hit one another. So he hits us for 3 again. We're at 2 once again. We also hit him for 3 damage. And you know what? I'm going to discard the Staff of Striking. Oh, you know what? You know what I should do, actually? I'm going to discard the Staff of Striking. That's going to increase our combat roll by +2. So we would actually get 17 to his 15. So we're going to get back the 3 health that he just did to us. So we're still at 5. And we're going to go ahead and just inflict 3 damage to him. And I think I'm going to discard the halberd. And we're going to inflict 1 damage. So we're dealing 4 damage to take him down. Yikes, guys. We had to use up a lot of resources in order to do that. And unfortunately, now we're only dealing 2 damage since we've only got 2 weapons right here. Eeh. It's getting pretty dicey, dudes. All right, so we took him down, though. We're going to gain 2 loot. What do we get? A potion of vitality. Discard and gain 1 vitality. Okay, that's good. So go up to 10. We gain a health when that happens. So we're at 6. And then we also gain another loot since he's level 5. A shield. Discard to block any damage. That would have been nice to have. And then we gain 5 experience points. And I'm going to spend those to up our vitality up to 11, which is the maximum. And we're going to gain 1 more health. So we're at 7. And our maximum health can be 11. There we go, guys. That was the final room, I think. Oh, no, there's one more. There's one more trap room up ahead. We're going to head into that room. And then we'll be done with level 5. Let's see what we got here. We got swinging blades. You dodge your way down a hall of deadly swinging blades. Make an agility check. Okay, we need 7 or less. We got it with a 1. Pass gain 2 XP once per game. So we'll go ahead and grab 2 XP, just like so. And this is a persistent trap, but it doesn't matter because the exit stair is right here, and we are piecing out of here. And dude, we're heading to the boss. We are heading to the boss. If you made it this far in the video, props to you, dude. Let me know down in the comments below if you made it this far. No, we'll wait to the end. I'll say a word at the end. I'm going to say a particular word that you have to comment in the comments below if you made it this far, so I know that you actually made it here. Okay, guys, here we go. We're going to fight a boss. We actually made it to the boss fight. This is insane. We're going to go ahead and move all of the level 5 guys over here. We're going to get rid of this right here. Discard the rest of the loot. There we go. And we're going to shuffle up, and we're fighting a boss. Whew, this is crazy. What is this, like an hour-and-a-half long video? This is absolutely crazy. This is a movie. This is Rogue Dungeon, the movie. Here we go. Who are we fighting? The Cerberus. All right, we're fighting the Cerberus as the boss here in Rogue Dungeon. He's got 24 health, dude. 24. We're going to put a couple of 10s, and we're going to put a 4 on this guy, like so. Oh my gosh. He's got Tail Swipe, Ring of Fire, Fear, and Shadow, and Summon Devil. You know what? I've been forgetting to do those. Forgive me. This game is still very new to me. There's a lot to keep up with. So yeah, hopefully I'll remember to do those special abilities here if we roll any of those. All right, guys. He's got 16 attack value, and he deals 3 damage. His damage output isn't that bad, but yeah, he does. He's got 16 attack value. Do we have anything over here we could use now? Just a bunch of camping gear. Loaf of bread. We probably should have camped at the end of the last level, too. Rip. Let's go ahead and discard the loaf of bread to gain 2 health. So we're going to remove this 1, put a 3. So we've got 9 health right now. Okay. I guess this is all we can do, man. We're just going to attack. Let's see, we got our skills, too. Yeah, it's not really helping us, though. Well, we're at 7. If we do die, we can actually hang on with Relentless, so that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and roll. We're just going to attack him. We're getting +7 with our strength. We got a 10. That means that we automatically hit him, and we don't get hit back. So we deal 2 damage to him. Watch out. So he goes down to 22. Hey, it's something, though. I'll take it. He's at 22. We just need to roll 10s. That's all. We just need to roll 10s every time. Okay, we're going to go again. We got 10 again. We hit him for 2. Let's go. He's down to 20. Come on, more 10s. Oh, crap. Okay, we got a 7. Plus our 7 is 14 to hit 16, so he's going to hit us for 3. Yikes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's go ahead, attack him again. Ooh, we got a 9 plus 7 is 16. That's equal to his. So we both hit one another. So we're going to hit him for 2 and put him down to 18, like so. But then he also hits us for 3 damage. So we're at 6, so we're down to 3. I'm going to go ahead and drink a health potion. Go ahead and drink this potion of healing. We're going to get D6 plus 1 health. So we're going to get 4 health back. So we're at 7. We've got a flute over here. That doesn't do us any good. Our camping gear that we have, that does not do us any good. We got so much camping gear. And our silence scroll. Nope, that's not going to help us. I don't believe. No. And the shield will discard to block any damage. So we have that as a last resort too. Let's go ahead and attack him again. Ooh, we got a 9 again. Plus our 7 is 16. So we tied him again. So we're going to hit him for 2. So he's going to go down to 16. And then he hits us for 3. So we're at 4. Let's go ahead and attack him again. We got a 9. So same thing. We tied him with 16. So we're going to hit him for 2. So he's going to go down to 14. Like so. And then he hits us for 3. And he's putting us at 1 health, guys. This is probably the end. It sucks that our attack value got so low here toward the end. I believe that was on 2. Go ahead and try to attack him again. Oh, we got an 8 plus our 7 is 15. That's not enough, so he's going to hit us, but we're going to use the shield scroll to block any damage. And here we go. No, we didn't get enough. 5 plus 7 is 12 to 16. He's going to hit us, so we're going to go ahead and pop our Relentless skill. You can discard when taking damage or losing health to survive with only 1 health, and then inflict your weapon damage to a monster. Cannot be traded. So we're going to discard that over this way. We're going to inflict 2 damage to him, so he goes down to 12. So we are still hanging on, just barely. Here we go, guys. We need 10s. Oh, and we got a 9, so we got 16 to his 16. We tied. We hit him for 2, but then he hits us for 3 and finishes us off. That is it, guys. We got so close to the end there, dude. We had 10 health left on the Cerberus boss. Almost had it. Whew. That was a long one, guys. Holy crap. Okay, we're not going to drag this out any longer, dudes. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I crammed all of the most important bits right into the first, little bit of the video, so that way you can learn how to play the game. And man, this was a long one, dude. So yeah, look forward to more content from this game. I'm going to be doing just straight up playthroughs of the game. There'll still be lengthy videos, I'm sure, but not quite as long as this one, since it won't also be a tutorial video. So there it is, guys. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up like button. If you haven't already, hit the red subscribe button and click the bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. And guys, if you made it this far in the video, put pineapple tacos down in the comments, bro. Pineapple tacos. Put that in your comment and I'll know who the real ones are. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Love all you guys to death. And until the next one, have a good one, and I'll see you dudes in the next video.